Warning! This guide features early strats. In particular, this guide is going to closely follow lesbin strats, commonly used in NAPF. If you're raiding in EU Party Finder, you might find that some of the spread positions may be different, so be mindful. Hi guys, and welcome to a Hector Strategy Guide to Phase 3 Apoc of Futures Rewritten Ultimate. This is Oracle of Darkness. For this part of the fight, tanks and healers will be to the left, and DPS will be to the right. Each group should form a small box, as shown here, and wait for their timers to show up. Everyone except Healer 2 and Range 2 should be checking if anyone on their side has a duplicate timer or duplicate no timer. You'll only need to check your side to determine if you need to flex, so you may want to organize your party list to help with this. For example, if you are support, have tanks and healers at the top of your party list, and if you're DPS, have all DPS at the top of your party list. You can discuss with your group flex priority, but here is the suggested priority. Once you identify who is flexing, immediately swap to the open box position on the other side. In this example, it's tank 1 and range 1 that have to flex. Now, there may be instances where 4 people have to swap, 2 on each side. In those instances, use the same priority noted here to determine who picks their spot first. This spot will be important for the spread later. As the first stack is happening, the apocalypse light will start to emit and rotate clockwise or counterclockwise. This will always begin with 2 sets of lights that are opposite cardinals or opposite inner cardinals. In this example, it starts at 2 and 4, and is rotating clockwise from there. The safe spots will be behind where the lights start. So in this example, it will be at A and C. But before we go to our safe spots, we will have to spread out in our box positions to bait a random targeted AoE from the Oracle of Darkness. This will be the box spots that we noted earlier, where range 1 and tank 1 swap places. Once she jumps on a random player, we will then begin to run to our safe spots. We identified earlier that the starting safe spots will be at A and C. So the supports will go to A, and the DPS will go to C. Supports and DPS will always go to the same colors, meaning that regardless of flex, tanks and healers will always go to the red and purple markers, and DPS will always go to the blue and yellow markers. You will then want to spread in the safe spots, where tanks and melees are up front, and healers and ranged are in the back. The safe spot will sometimes be called with letters or numbers, and then left or right. This will indicate where it is safe to spread at the letters or numbers while facing middle. In this example, the callout would be A and C right, indicating that it will be safer to spread to the right of A or C, to the right of A, the right of C, while facing middle. This is mostly important for tanks and melees, but ranged should also be mindful on where they are spreading. After the spread goes off, tanks and melees can immediately go center to the safe spot, while healers and ranged want to move inward on the safe letters or numbers called to avoid being clipped by the apocalypse light. In this example, since A and C were the safe spots called, they want to get to the center by moving along A and C. Once everyone is at the center and lights are resolving, this is where players who swapped earlier can go back to their swapped positions. In this case, it was tank 1 and ranged 1. You see them fully swapped here. The second stack will now be resolving and supports are north, while DPS are south, while the flexors are in their appropriate groups. As I've said, range 1 and tank 1. Once the stacks have resolved, off tank will need to bait an AoE jump from the boss by being the player furthest away. The safe spots where the off tank can bait will always be the other two letters or numbers where the lights did not start. In this example, since the light started at 2 and 4, the off tank can bait in 1 or 3, whichever is closest. In this case, it'll be 1. After she jumps to the off tank, the two groups will need to run towards her and split into relative left and right positions, facing the boss. Supports will be to the left, and DPS will be to the right, while flexors will continue to be in their swapped positions. In this case, range 1 is on the left side, and tank 1 is on the right side. The whole party will then be knocked back, and then everyone can start walking towards the boss while maintaining their left and right groupings. You want to be in melee range, so your tanks and melees can attack the boss as the stack's resolved. Once the stack's resolved, that's it. You've done it. You've finished Apoc. There will be a raidwide afterwards that should be mitigated, but that's all there is to it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoy.